Yep.
We are gathered here today to honour the memory of those gallant men and women who sacrificed their lives in the service to their country. I know there is no doubt in your hearts and your minds that today is especially significant. In cities and towns throughout Australia and overseas, ceremonies are a permanent reminder that our Anzacs thought this wonderful country of ours was worth fighting and dying for. I've often thought that perhaps the term Anzac has been misunderstood. It is not a place, nor is it a campaign or a war. It is not a ceremony or a parade either. The term Anzac comes from the words Australian and New Zealand Army Corps. The term Anzac has transcended the physical meaning to become a spirit, an inspiration that embodies the qualities of courage, discipline, sacrifice, self-reliance, and, in Australian terms, that of mateship and a fair go. These days, we do not glorify war. All we ask is the simple recognition of the sacrifice, commitment and unselfish devotion by those men and women who served so valiantly for the country and what they believed in, so much so that many knowingly went to their deaths. We pause today to acknowledge all current and former members of our Defence Forces, the brave men and women who represent our country on a daily basis. No Australian is left untouched when a member of our Defence Force is killed in action. It is difficult to comprehend the grief associated with the loss at war of a parent, a partner, child or sibling. Let us also ensure that we remember the families. In 2011 alone, as a nation, we have felt the loss of 11 soldiers and the wounding of a further 50 in Afghanistan alone. We have seen our personnel serve in Australia and overseas, carrying on the spirit of Anzac. We must not forget today's veterans, the young men and women who are returning from duty in places like Afghanistan, Iraq, Solomon Islands and Timor-Leste. Anzac Day is a day to remember all men and women of the Australian Defence Force, regardless of the time when they served. On Anzac Day, we pay tribute to all current and former members of the Australian Defence Force, those lost in training, on operations, the wounded, injured and ill. Our Defence Forces have always come together in a crisis. Individual desires and ambitions are put aside. Do not let what we have forged through the Anzac spirit be lost to indifference or a lack of responsibility. The fundamental purpose of today has been, and should continue to be, to pay homage to our veterans and those who gave their lives. In doing so, we ensure a recognition by our youth that peace and freedom have always required a sacrifice in the past. Those we honour have left to Australia a tradition of courage, selflessness and a fine reputation to follow for the future. Thank you.